Protectobots, Hotspot, Streetwise, Groove, First Aid and Blades, transform into Defensor!
Hello everyone, welcome back, BrainBot here, and yes, today we'll be looking at the G1 Protectobots. So I've reviewed two of these G1 combiners so far, Bruticus and Computron. And like those previous sets, these Protectobots are knockoffs. They're made to look like very good counterfeits. And both of my previous sets had at least one figure with a little bit of a problem. Let's see if I get luckier today. But we're going to go through each one by their numbers, P1 to P5. Taking a look at the packaging, opening them up, and transforming them. Let's get at it. So first up we have Streetwise, who is the police car of the group. That is G1 Autobot packaging here. On the back, same setup as all of the other combiners. So you've got a shot of the whole crew there. You got some transformation instructions, what you got in the package. We'll read his bio here. Streetwise Function Interceptor. You have to know where you are before you know what to do. Nothing escapes his notice. Amazing capacity to adapt to understand his environment. Clever and determined, nothing determines him from seeking his prey, except an empty fuel tank. As car, has powerful double-mounted air compressor cannon with 50-mile range. As robot, uses blinding photon pistol. With fellow Protectobots, forms Defensor. Sometimes overheats as a car. And we can take a look at tech specs. So the gimmick, like on these other combiners, is you need a little decoder to help read the stats. So you would get one of these decoders with the large bot. So, for example, a hotspot in this one. And you just put it up there and it makes it easier to see all of the different abilities that he has. Yeah, that's about it. Let's open them up. So as accessories, you get a sticker sheet. You get an instruction set for the combine mode. Right there. You can get this weapon, which is the double-mounted air compressor cannon. You get his photon pistol. And lastly, there's this, it's just labeled as a connector piece. For Streetwise himself, take a look. So he's got a light gray color scheme here. Black windows right on top for the lights. A little spoiler here in the back. Wheels and a little bit of molding detail on the side and the hood here. Not too much for a G1 car. You can see these windows here are just stickers, kind of peeling off a little bit. Let's push that back into place. There's a robot on the bottom. How well does it roll? Still pretty good. You have the rub sign on the front. And see if I can get it to go on. With some of these, depending on the age and like the quality, authentic versus non-authentic, how cold it is in your house, you might need to breathe on it or get a hairdryer. But see if it's coming through there on the camera. You got a little bit Autobot symbol there. Yeah, if you want, you can put some of his weapons on, at least. So there's a connector on the back here where the spoiler is. So you want this connector piece, and that's just going to plug in so. Get that in there, like that. And it gives you a little bit of detailing on the back here to kind of make it look maybe a little bit more natural. Then you bring the air compressor cannon in and just plug it in up top. And it kind of looks a little bit like how the Stunticons worked, where they had that big double gun over the top. Yeah, he's definitely decked out here. He also comes with his pistol. It doesn't really tell you anywhere to store it. I haven't found any place that you can stick anything on here. Maybe down at the bottom here where his hands are. You can kind of put it in there, but it can't roll too well, so probably just put that off to the side. For transformation, it's really simple, like most of the G1 toys. Take the back part of the car, just flip it down like that. Turn him over. We're going to pull out these sections here, which will become his arms. And then this part here is going to flip forward. You can kind of see here, there's where his head is. Just turn that all the way around. And this hood section is going to come up like that. Push everything down, just like that. Get the arms where you want them to. And there's Streetwise's robot mode. Very simple, very bricky. Again, like most of the G1 toys. But that does make it easier for, younger kids to transform. Now, as far as details, new details, you can see his head there. Actually a pretty decent head sculpt for a G1 toy. Eyes picked out in blue there. We've got some of this silver chrome detailing down at the waist. Back looks a little wonky, but not too bad. For weapons, he can hold his pistol in either hand. You can't really do too much with this. Because of the connector point here, you can bring in this piece and stick it there. But any way you kind of orient this, it's gonna, you have the gun sticking in his face or kind of sticking down, and he's, jumping on like a pogo or something. So probably leave this off. If you really want to, you can leave the connector there as a sort of like crotch gun if you want. I'll put that off to the side. Yeah, there's Streetwise's robot mode. Now getting into combine mode. So the Protectobots are Scramble City combiners. So any of the smaller bots can form an arm or a leg. So for Streetwise, basically turn all the way back into a car to do either one of the modes. We'll do arm mode first. So get this flipped around and put the arms back in place. Hood back right there. Flip them back around like that. And there's car mode. And on the bottom, you have this peg piece here you're just going to bring down like that. Then you can plug that into either arm, and the hand will go right down there. If you want to do into leg mode, which is the official configuration, bring that post back up. Take the hood, just bring that out like so, and just pull the arms out. And that's going to give clearance to plug into hotspot. And you can put the foot down on the bottom like that. That's all there is to Streetwise. Next up, we have Groove, who is a motorcycle. So back there, instructions. Read his bio real quick here. Groove functions scout. War is a problem, never a solution. A full tank, clear skies, open road. That's all he wants out of life. Relaxed, easygoing, happy wherever he is. Pacifist, difficult for him to accept his role as part of the Protectobot team. Speed 140 miles per hour. Range 800 miles. Uses twin vaporators, which shoot mists of oxidizing, freezing, and corrosive liquids, and a photon pistol. Combines with fellow Protectobots to form Defensor. And if you want to take a look at Groove's tech specs, there they are, all decoded for your pleasure. Yep, that's about it. Let's open them up. So here we have Groove, and comes with a sticker sheet, the same combiner instruction booklet as Streetwise. He has his twin vaporators and a photon pistol. Groove himself is a slightly off-white motorcycle. Got some nice chrome and molding for the engine details. Some silver up here on the front, along with the rub sign. Lights in here molded in silver. Black wheels, handlebars and seat. There's a little bit of detail there. Rolling wheels. It stays up pretty good. Wheels are a little bit squeaky, but that's okay. As far as his accessories, you can put the vaporators on them. So they have a port here going to a peg on the rear of the vehicle. So just plug them in and you can have him all armed up. You can put the pistol on him. It'll plug into either side down here with this little peg right there. But because of the detail here and the way it's molded, you can't really get it sticking up or out to the side. The only way you can reliably put it on is down here like that, which does inhibit the rolling, but you could make a semi-convincing like kickstand if you really wanted to keep it on him in alt mode. That's about it. Let's get him transformed. Take it Groove in robot mode. A little bit more complicated than Streetwise, but not by much. I'm going to start with the seat here, and that's going to flip up and around. And this forms the feet. So what you need to do is to split these apart. And on my copy, at least, where the feet connect on the bar here, they kind of bind up on the bar a little bit, so it's hard to get them apart and get them to kind of slide out. So if you have one of these, maybe just be a little bit careful. Front section here going to flip up, and then where the handlebars meet the fuel tank here, it's just going to rotate around like that. You can bring him up, bring the feet forward like that. His head sits back just a little bit, like he's craning his neck up. So just straighten that out. And then these chrome sections of the arms, and they just go forward like so. That's Groove in his robot mode. Not too much new details. You have this golden chest plate. You can see his face. You can focus on it. He's got a little bit of detail in there and some gold paint. All his accessories can store on him in the robot mode, so you can bring these vaporators back. And then Groove's pistol can go in either hand. Officially, you can plug it in on the outside, or if you want, plug it in on the inside of this hand, whichever looks better to you. So let's get him into combined mode. Okay, combined mode. Groove's officially a leg. We'll do the arm mode first then. So bring the arms down like so. The feet, I'm going to bring them back together. Slide them down on this bar. Get them peg together. Then this is going to come back up into the seated position, just like that. And the head is going to come all the way forward, like that. And it's up to you what you want to do with this. You can leave the front section like that, or you can put it back like so, whatever looks better to you. But this will go into hotspot for the arm, and the hand will go down there. And to get him into leg mode, we will take this front wheel, bring it back down like that, and just push grooves head up like that. So this will go into hotspot's leg, and Defensor's foot will go down there like that. That's grooves combined mode. Okay, on to Blades, who is a rescue helicopter. Here's Blades instructions. A look at his bio. Blades function air support. War is a dirty game, and I'm a dirty player. Basically a street fighter. Prefers using rotor blades for slashing Decepticons rather than for flying. Considers long-ranged air attacks unsporting, cowardly. Maximum speed 400 miles per hour, range 1,200 miles. Twin launchers fire smart rockets that seek targets based on encoded computer images. Uses photon pistol. Combines the fellow Protectobots to form Defensor. And a quick look at Blades' tech specs. All right, let's open them up. And Blades comes with sticker sheet, combiner instructions, these twin launchers, and a photon pistol. And Blades himself is a red and white helicopter with gray for the rotor blades and wheels. Wheels don't roll all that great, but you know, he's supposed to fly and not drive, so I guess that's fine. The rear blade spins pretty good. You don't get too much spin time out of it before it stops. The top blades, not so great. But if you bring them together, then they spin a bit better, but it looks kind of weird. Black on the windows. Again, we got some combination of paint and stickers, and rub sign up top. For his accessories, you can put the twin launchers here, so they just plug in on the side right there. It's a little tight on my copy. I can get them to hold on. Get them all armed up there. There's not really a spot for his pistol, so you'll just have to put that off to the side. Okay, to get Blades into robot mode, the instructions tell you to start in the back here. I'm going to leave that for last. What I'm going to do is the front. Pull it up and just swing it around to the side. Where the wheels are, these are going to pop out. Then you extend them up, and these are Blades' arms. Finally, at the bottom here, we're going to split the tail apart. And it's going to swing around. And what's going to happen is these large tabs here are going to go into a slot right down in there. The reason why you should do this last is because if you don't, the arms are in the way and can interfere with pulling them out. So just leave this for last. Now the instructions tell you to kind of bring these up and have them sitting in like a V shape back, but they don't fit like that. Closest you can get them is like that, or they will fit in this groove here, but they don't extend out. So you have to kind of like bend the blades to get them sit in there. And it just feels like I'm going to break it doing that. So I'm not going to do that. And the last thing is you can make him a little bit taller by just pulling his legs like that. There's blades in robot mode. Most of the same details as in his alt mode. But now we can see his head. And a little bit of molding in there. With some blue face paint to kind of pick it out from the rest of the white there. And he can hold all of his accessories as well. So if you want to, you can put the launchers right back on the legs. And he holds his photon pistol, same as Groove. Stick it in to hand just like that. For combined mode, we'll go into leg mode first. So bring the arms down and collapse them back in. We'll push the legs back up into the body cavity. There, like so. And that's about it. So I said we'll go into Hotspot's leg, and you have Defensor's foot down there like that. But Blaze is officially an arm. So what we'll do here is take his head, bring it forward. And then you can bring the cockpit section back up like so. Then you can either leave them like that, or you can extend it out to make the arm a little bit longer. This will go into the shoulder joint, and hand will go for Defensor, will go right down in the same plug down there. And that's it for blades. And we're at the last Limbot, First Aid, who is an ambulance. Now instructions on the back. Quick look at the bio. First aid function, doctor. An ounce of maintenance is worth a pound of cure. Hates seeing any machine in pain, even those who don't know it. Like a broken street lamp or an overheated car. Compassionate, cautious, will restrict an Autobot to repair bay for faulty directional signal. Carries dual-barreled decrystallizer cannon, weakens metal by disrupting crystalline structure, and photon pistol. Fists shoot laser beams used for welding and surgery. With fellow Protectobots, combines to form Defensor. And First Aid's tech specs. That's it. Let's get him out of the box. And First Aid comes with his own sticker sheet, the combiner instructions, comes with his dual-barreled decrystallizer and the connector for it. And he has a photon pistol as well. First Aid, a white ambulance. He's got a mixture of blue paint and blue stickers for the windows. A little bit of molded detail on the sides. Silver for the bumper and the headlights. Some red for the sirens. Black wheels. Pretty good rolling. And rub sign up top. In alt mode, he cannot store the pistol, but you can have him with his big decrystallizer gun. So just take the connector piece and plug it in at the back. And then you can use this post to attach a weapon. There we go. You got the most aggressive looking ambulance I've ever seen. For robot mode, we'll do is take the back and extend it just a tad. Swing it down. And the cab here, we're just going to flip back to expose the head. And side panels here will pull out to expose the arms. There we go. So there's first aid in robot mode. So we see we got some red on the chest here. So for the face, not too much. He's got his like a little face mask, and eyes are picked out in white. Looks a little ghostly because they only put one coat of white paint over the red, so the red's bleeding through a bit. But it is enough to kind of pick it out. And you can take his pistol right here. And same deal as his other limbots. You just plug it in to one of the arms. Just like that. As far as combine mode goes, we're going to take his arms, put them back inside the body like so. We'll do leg mode. So we'll leave this back, rotate this like so, and this will go into Hotspot's leg, and you got Defensor's foot down there if you want to have him be a leg. Officially, he is an arm. So what we'll do is take his head, bring it down to form the arm connector, bring this back up like so, and then it's up to you if you want. You can leave him like this in arm mode because you can put the hand in there, but it'll make his arm a little stumpy compared to some of the other arm modes. So officially what you should do is rotate this out, and you gotta leave it like this or collapse it slightly. And then you have two arm holes or two hand holes at the bottom to put wherever you want, whichever looks better, depending on which side of Defensor you want his arm to be at. But yeah, that's it for the limbots. And last but not least, we have the leader of the Protectobots, Hotspot. So since it's a Scramble City combiner, he's much larger than the other limbots. So he is in this larger packaging. We got some basic transformation pictures up on the top. And just some product shots on the other side, as well as a nice artwork on the back. Collect all 5 Protectobots. His bio here, Hotspot, function, Protectobot leader. Rust never sleeps and neither do I. Likes to be where the action is. Charismatic, inspiring. Other Protectobots have difficulty keeping up with his non-stop pace. Believes in being maximally operational every moment of one's life. His fire truck hose shoots high-pressure water 1,200 feet. As robot, can press 60,000 pounds. Uses fireball cannons that shoot bursts of 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit blue flame 1.5 miles. With fellow Protectobots, forms Defensor. And a look here at Hotspot's tech specs. That's it for the box. Let's get Hotspot out and take a look. Okay, well, Hotspot, he comes with the decoder, sticker sheet, and mine comes with the separate rub symbol, so you know this is definitely not legit. If it was real, it would have been applied in the factory. It comes with a large instruction booklet. Now this has got everything that's in the box, transformation steps. You got robot mode, base mode, and a little bit more in-depth combiner instructions here. And you also get all the pieces for Defensor. So you get the feet, you get the fists, you get 2 guns, you get a bunch of plates to put on the front. You get some pipes too. But we'll go through Hotspot's transformation before we end up with the combiner. We'll take a quick look at Hotspot himself first. He is a blue fire engine. A lot of black accents all over him. A decent amount of sculpting for a G1 toy. These flame stickers on the cab here. Rubberized wheels. Rolls pretty good. The ladder here. Can rotate all the way back if you want. And extends out pretty good. There is it. Fully extended. And this also moves as well due to transformation. Yeah, not much else to say about that. I'm going to do the base mode transformation really quick. Well, it's not really a base mode on this guy. It's an alternate vehicle mode, I suppose. And he turns into an emergency car carrier is what they call it. So to do that, you'll bring this forward like so. Just rest the ladder like that. Then extend the back portion. Now what they want you to do is to bring these 2 pieces out. And the pegs are going to plug in to these holes in the back here to create what they call blast shields. On mine, the pegs here are too far apart, slightly too far apart for these. So it's very difficult to get these to stick in. I don't know how well this is going to come across, but can't really... You can get them to stick in, but on mine it is very difficult. So I didn't have the Protectobots as a kid, so I don't know if this is an existing problem with the mold or if this is a problem with the knockoff. But they're supposed to sit like that. And the one other thing that's supposed to happen, you're supposed to take in the guns and plug them into either side onto here. But this post is way too small. It doesn't plug into any of the other ports out here. So on mine, it just stays off like that. But then the idea here is you can bring in any of the mini bots, just stick them right there, and you can carry them off to go get repaired. Okay, now that was sort of like a bonus mode. Hotspot does have an actual base mode. It turns into a repair bay. What we'll do is take these blast shields off. And the back portion here, the legs, we're going to splay them out like this, like he's doing the splits. Turn them around, take the cab piece and split it apart. Like that. And then we're going to rotate it so that the wheels are facing forward, and then fold it in like this. The ladder can just sit down like that. We're going to bring these blast shields back, and instead of going into the feet, they're going to go into these sections here in the torso. And these sections do hold together a lot better. They're just about the right distance, so both pegs will go in, which is nice, so you don't have to fight that. And he's a little top heavy in this mode. Another thing you're supposed to do is to bring in the guns and put them here, but again, they don't fit. They do not fit at all. So No guns in this mode. What you can do is bring in these pipes and these little posts here. They're going to go into the small post hole here on the cab piece. What these are supposed to be are like mechanical repair arms. So then what you can do, if you get him to stand up properly, bring in a little vehicle to get repaired. And I think that's pretty cool, especially with these little arms. You can move and bend them around. I think that would be a lot of fun to play with. So if you want to transform to robots straight out of the package, what you'll do is pull this out, extend out the legs like that, split the cab apart. Then there's these little sliders that will bring his super blocky fists out. It's very similar to how Onslaught works. Flip up the chest piece. And this you can have it kind of sit however you want. What I like to do is turn it like that and then flip this up like so. Then his head's a little bit different. So it's spring loaded. So he's off to the side a little bit. There's pressure holding him in place. If you take your finger and push down and just center it, then his head pops up. And there is Hotspot in his robot mode. Not too much extra detail. The stickers go a long way to adding detail, like a lot of the G1 toys. You can see his head here. It's molded in black, and there's a little bit of red picked out for his eyes. A little bit difficult to see here. And yeah, not much else. Because he's the center limbot and there's a lot of pieces move on him, you can move his arms around, in and out. Legs they don't really have knees, but they can go do a transformation. You got a couple of bends here if you need it. That's about it for movement. Now his hands actually can hold these guns, which is nice. So you can just plug them in like so. And he's got ratcheted arms, so they do hold up pretty nicely. And if you wanted to, you can bring these pipes from the for the repair bay mode, and you can plug them in there if you want, or whatever you want to do, or leave them off to the side. And to get them ready for combine mode, just push his head down and off to the side so it's held in place. Push the hands in. You got these pegs here that can plug into this top hole on his upper torso to hold that securely. And then we're going to take the ladder piece, bring it up, and just push it all the way in. Bring the ladder itself down. We want to rotate this assembly up like this. So it's going to sit like that. The ladder's going to point down, and we'll just flip up Defensor's head like that. Yeah, kind of cute little mini Defensor there. And to get the legs ready, we'll just bend them up so. And there you go. We're all ready for combine mode. All right, time to form Defensor. So let's bring in some of our plates, our chest plates, and crotch plate. The crotch plate here, it doesn't stick in very well, but it has these two little tabs on the bottom. They're going to go into these little slots here on the legs. So what I usually do is I open up one of them, get it into place, and then bring the other one back up. And it's a little bit loose, but when this is all sitting like that, it holds in pretty good. It'll rattle around, but that's about it. Got the chest pieces. Got the two pegs are going to go into the holes in the chest. Just line them up and push them in. And these hold the best out of all the plate holders. Oh, one quick thing. This is this red piece is die cast. You can see there's a chip there. They can just be repainted, but just wanted to point that out. Okay, we can start bringing in our leg pieces here. So we'll bring in a foot, and they are offset. So there's a left and a right foot, and they'll say R or L on the bottom. We'll bring in our left foot, plug it in, bring in our right foot, plug that in, like that. And we'll just take the connector piece, and it's going to go right into this port on the bottom there. Line it up, plug it in, line up the other leg, get back up there, and plug that in. And moving on up, bring in our fists, knock them over, get back up here. So take your fist, plug it into one of the arm holes, or hand holes, and that's going to go, we have this connection here. Let's plug that in like so. And do the same thing on the other hand and arm. Plug it in. This one's a little tight. Let's see if I can get them in. There we go. Just a little bit snug on my copy. But here we have completed Defensor. Pretty nice looking combiner. Jim Ronnie does lean back a little bit. He only seems to want to fall over when I turn him on his side. As far as movement on him, the head doesn't do anything. We do have ratcheted arm joints here. On both sides, they hold pretty well. You can't do anything at the legs, although the way that Groove works here with his head, you do get a knee joint on this leg. And if you unpeg this, you can get a knee joint here as well, as sometimes the front section wants to come apart, but maybe that's a new point of articulation that can help you out. So yeah, pretty decent posability for a G1 toy. He can hold onto the guns. And can he hold them up? Yes, he can. Officially, there's nothing to do with these pieces, which is kind of disappointing, but you can plug them into where they went in the repair bay mode if you want to keep them kind of out of the way. You can do that. It doesn't really inhibit movement too much unless you start to move it up. If you're worried about losing it, you can do that. Otherwise, I thought you could plug it into here, but these holes are too small. It'd be nice if you could plug them into there and kind of like wrap it around the body like that, but at least in my copy that doesn't work, so let's put these off to the side. And here's Defensor, next is mortal enemy, Bruticus. Some final thoughts on the G1 Protectobots and Defensor. Each of the bots are pretty good for what they are. You know, they're blocky G1 toys, but they're pretty good for the era. As for Defensor himself, the light blue works well with the red and white of the other bots. Transformation, really simple, like most of the G1 toys. And I think in a lot of ways that's a positive, especially if you have younger kids that are playing with it. Playability-wise, the Scramble City gimmick is nice because you can swap around limbs and arms. You can even bring in other Scramble City combiner teams, and you can mix and match to your heart's content. In fact, we got basically two extra modes for Hotshot. We have that car carrier mode and the base mode. Add some extra playability. And durability wise, even though this is knockoff, the plastic feels solid on it. The only thing that I don't really like on it is the chest pieces. The holes on the for the other modes, they don't line up as well, so they tend to pop out. The guns can only be held in combined mode and in Hotshot's robot mode. The other base modes, they just fall off. They won't stick in at all. But there's not much more to say about this. I picked this up, the entire team, as a lot on eBay. I know they also sell these knockoffs on AliExpress. So if you go search for G1 Defensor on either of those sites, it should pop up if you're interested. That's it. So, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.